friend has picked out 5 books for me to read, and this is going to be the reading vlogs for every single one of these books in this video, with my Bookish Bestie chooses my reads. So I asked her to choose 5 of my reads from my TBR because my TBR is 95 books long and I needed some help. So she's picked 5 books for me, and I'm going to share with you these 5 books, and in this video I'm going to be showing you and sharing my thoughts on each single one of these books. So I'm going to go through the books with you now. So the first one is A Brush with Love by Maisie Eddings. This was very popular on BookTok and I got this for Christmas from one of my friends. It sounds really good from what I've heard, and yeah, anything popular on BookTok usually gets added to the wish list. The next one is the first one in the Off Campus series, which is A Deal by Elle Kennedy. This will be a reread. I have already read this book, but I want to carry on with the series because I've got the first 3 in the series now in physical copy. So I wanted to reread it so I can carry on with the series. And she picked this one out for me. She's picked out like ones from different genres, so I kind of have variety, which is really nice of her. But to be honest, most of my TBR is romance because that is what I read majority of the time. The next one is Promises and Pomegranates by Sav Miller. I believe this is a dark romance. I'm very excited to hear about this. I think this is a mafia book, so very excited. Also, these covers are absolutely stunning. The next one is Heartbones by Colin Hoover. My friend bought me this cover for Christmas because we all wanted the nicer cover because we think the traditional published one wasn't that nice. So we have this cover, and I've heard amazing things from both my friends about it. So obviously she had to choose me this one. Both my friends are big Colin Hoover fans. I'm not the biggest Colin Hoover fan now that I've found my reading style, but I was when I first started reading because that's all anyone kind of said to read, well, from what I saw on my For You page when I started reading 2 years ago, was Colin Hoover. The last one is Babel or Babel, and this is by R.F. Kwang, I think you say their name. I got this when it was popular. I wish I waited, but I got this from the Rare Birds bookshop in Edinburgh because I wanted a book to bring back from this independent women-owned bookshop. It's an amazing bookshop. If you're in Edinburgh, go to it. And yeah, I got this copy and it is absolutely stunning. However, it would have been really nice to have a nice image on the cover. But yeah, I believe this is a academic romance, dark academia, which I've actually never read before. So this will be really interesting, but I believe there's like 5 books in one, so you don't have to read them all at once, which will be quite good. But yeah, these are the 5 books that she picked out for me. She didn't give me any particular order to read these in at all, which basically means that I can read them however way I want. So that's exciting. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading these. I'm gonna finish To Love Jason Thorne, which would have been a reading like collab video with one of my friends, so don't forget to check that out. But yeah, these are the books I'm going to be reading next, so look out for this video. And if you like this video and like the style, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below to this channel, and I hope you like the video. The first book I am reading on my friend picks 5 books for me, and that is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I've already read this. This will be a reread, which is why I chose it, because at this current moment in time got a lot going on with uni, so I just thought this was the perfect one to start it. And I am 143 pages in. I love this book, and I forgot how much I love this book. So this is the first book I'm reading. Then I have a plan of action. Babel actually has 5 books in one, so what I'm thinking I might do, because it is such an intimidating book, I'll read book 1, read a different book from this pile, read book 2, read another one from this pile, read book 3, read another one, read book 4 and 5, and I think that's my plan of action, because it is such a huge book that won't intimidate me as much, because it'll be my first ever dark academia book. So I think that'll be my plan of action, just so that I'm not overwhelmed by it, because at the current moment in time it is very overwhelming for me. So I think that is my plan of action. if I would have thought about this first, I would have read the first book of Babel first, and then it would have made sense instead of having to read 2 books at the end. But you know, it's fine. We live and we learn. So yeah, that's my plan of action, and I'm gonna finish off reading this book because I have a feeling I'm gonna finish this weekend, which I'm very happy about. Last night at about 3 o'clock in the morning, I actually finished the deal. I read this in one day, and I finished this on Selena's, I believe her name is, reading sprint. She is an Aussie book tucker. I'll leave a link down below. She is absolutely brilliant. I actually joined her on the live, which was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I also tabbed 2 pages at the very end, which I just felt like I needed to tab them. It was a reread. The first one was, did you re-download One Direction and that scene? Because if you guys know and read this book, you will know the One Direction scene. And the other one is, you invoked a campus-wide hands-off law. So obviously had to tab them. This was 3.75 stars for me as a reread. I rated it originally 5 stars. I think reading this for the first time it would be a 5-star, but because I'm rereading it was only a 3.75. It didn't keep the hype for me. But if you've not read this, go read it. It's absolutely amazing. Would highly recommend anyone with this book, but it does have some domestic violence in it and learning about it and rape, so maybe check trigger warnings on it, but it doesn't delve very deep into them per se. But yeah, but this book is absolutely amazing, and after today I'm going to choose one from that pile over there, and we'll come back and I'll show you which one I choose. I tried to read Babel. I'm 30 pages in. It is not the book for me. You know when you know just as soon as you start a book you're like, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. I've started it. I'm literally this much way through it. I'm confused. I don't understand the wording. My dyslexia is really struggling, and I just know that I don't want to struggle through a book. I don't want to put that pressure on me to try and read it when I know I can't. So I'm gonna DNF this. I actually have it on Scribe, so I think I might listen to the audiobook and give you my reviews on my TikTok. But for this video, Babel is getting DNF'd. I cannot get along with the writing. I cannot get along with the wording. It is a dark academia book. I should have realised that at the time, that this might be the case, but I didn't think it would be this bad, and it's really bad. So this will be getting sold with all my other books at the end of this month. I cannot deal with this book at all. So really, if you really enjoy this book, I'm really glad I'm going to listen to it on audio, because I think on audio I'll be able to understand it better. But at the current time I just want to enjoy the books I'm reading and not struggle through anything. So I'm going to DNF this, listen to an audiobook when I have the time, and instead I'm going to choose one of the other 3. I'm in between. This one is like a dentist. This is like a nice rom-com. This one obviously is Colin Hoover, and this is a dark romance. I don't know, but I'm going to look at the writing, how big the writing is. That's how I'm going to decide. I think I'm going to go with Heartbones. I need to get this done. I need to read this and get it over and done with and see if I enjoy it. So I think the next one I'm going to read is Heartbones. Danny very kindly got this for me. So I'm going to read Heartbones next. And hopefully this is easier to read. But yeah, I just had to DNF Babel. But I'm going to read Heartbones next, and I'll give you my opinion once I finish reading this. This is only like 320 pages, so I can read this in about 2 days. So I'm going to get stuff. Finished Heartbones by Colin Hoover. I could not put this book down. I finished it today in literally a matter of hours. I don't even know how long I've been reading this book for. I couldn't put it down. I think I put it down to eat food, and that was it. I was supposed to do uni work today, but I literally just read this book. It was really, really good. I'd probably rate it 3 stars. Was it one of the best Colin Hoover books I've ever read? Absolutely it was. This was up there with Ugly Love. However, I don't know, I've got to the point where I don't vibe with Colin Hoover. Even though her books are good for Colin Hoover books, I wouldn't say it's amazing, and I would probably recommend it to people, but it was her least traumatic one. Every single Colin Hoover book I've ever read is just trauma, so that's probably why I don't rate them highly anymore, since I found like other books. Like if I want to read trauma, I'd read that series over there by Chloe Walsh, because that actually saved my life whilst reading it. I have learned some things from this, like, but not much. So if I'm going to read a traumatic book, I want to have learned something from it. So, you know, I've only got 2 more Colin Hoover books to read then, but I will be selling this. It was 3 stars. It was a really good book. Would recommend, especially if you're a Colin Hoover fan. Like, this is one of my friend's favourite book, and yeah, really good book. Really enjoyed it. Couldn't put it down, and I love them, but it was only a 3 star. That's my thoughts on that. The next book I'm going to read is A Brush with Love, because it was only 300 plus pages, so that's why I picked it up. It seemed really good. I don't know what it's about. I'm going in blind, so we'll hope it's a fluffy romance. And then it's only 1 more book, and then we've finished them all. That's only because I DNF like the biggest one, but you know, it's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna read A Brush with Love now, and I will get back to you once I finish reading it. So I have finished A Brush with Love. This was just such a cute little romance. It started off really slow, and the main character did annoy me, but when like she started speaking about her anxiety and things, I felt more like I resonated with her more, so I understood it a lot more. So that's why in the end I really enjoyed this book. I literally read it quite quickly. I think if I didn't have uni, I would have read this even quicker than I did, but I really enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars. It's a really good read. Would recommend it any rom-com lovers, or lovers that just like a nice little easy book in between like their darker stuff. So I do recommend this to people. I actually cut the spines. I read it like this. You can buy this in the works for £3, or it's in the 2 for £6 deal at Chroma in time. Like if I see any of my friends and they're like, what do you think, I would recommend it to them, because yes, it's good, but it's nothing groundbreaking. Like, I don't know why this went viral over TikTok, in my humble opinion. I think there's other books that personally I think should have gone viral before this book. Currently, like, the one I would recommend has gone viral, but everyone's opinion is so different, and I think if you just want an easy read, then this is it. It's about 2 dentists, and one of them kind of has been forced into it. The other one has done it for reasons that you will learn about in the book. Obviously, I'm giving you like no spoilers in this. And they're both 26 years old. And it's about them falling in love with each other without realising they've fallen, until they've fallen too much. And yeah, it's a contemporary... It says a contemporary romance, which I guess it is. Yeah, it's like a rom-com. If this was a film, I would happily watch the film. It's 2 students, so it's obviously based in a school in America. I know a little bit about the doctor schools from watching one of my favourite YouTubers. I forgot her name, but she does like videos about med school. And Harper is very much so like, I need, like, because of her anxiety, she's like, I need to be the best, I need to keep on top of things and be really organised, and literally need everything controlled. If you've got anxiety, you know that when things are not in your control, you freak and out. And that's Harper. Dan is kind of like, I don't want to be here, I kind of have to be here for certain reasons, so he's kind of like laid back, chill. He's like the person Harper needs. Like someone like Harper needs that chill person to chill them out and make them relax, and that's Dan to Harper, which I loved. Like, once you learn about Harper and you understand her, she becomes less annoying. But because in the beginning I was just like, oh, I'm very easily annoyed by characters, I found out recently. Maybe it's because I'm just really stressed. I have no patience for people at the current moment in time. So if I don't have patience for people in real life, I don't have patience for people in books. So I think that's why recently just everyone's annoying me. But yeah, really did enjoy it. Would recommend, if you can pick it up for cheap, pick it up for cheap, because I would. Am I going to be selling this at the end of this month, or giving? I probably won't sell it because the spine's so cracked. I'll probably give it to a charity shop. I might put it on Vinted for like £2 or something. I don't know. But will I be selling it? Yes. I don't want it on my shelf. But did I enjoy it? Yes. It's a very low spice rating. I, at the current moment in time, need spice. This didn't give spice. Like, yeah, there was bits like, yeah, they started it and then you didn't get any details. It kind of like faded to black, and I just don't see the point in it. If you're going to put spice in it, put spice in it. If you're not, don't. It's like one of my favourite book series. It has zero spice in it because they're in high school. But do I love it? Yes. I just get annoyed at books that do fade to black. Just don't do it, or do it. You know? Anyway, I'm now going to read Promises and Pomegranates. In between this book, I read the novella, which was Sweet Sin for Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller. It's on KU. All of these books are on KU. I mainly bought this because the cover, beautiful. So I bought this when it was like $8.99 as well. But I read the novella to it to kind of be like, intrigue me. Oh my god, Callum. I cannot wait to learn about him. Like, the novella, it only took me an hour to read, and it has made me so intrigued for his story. I forgot I was recording this video because I was so excited to get into this book. I'm so stressed. I just need to escape into books. I'm going literally from one book to another. It's that kind of day. And it starts off as a child, I got used to silence, the kind found in sleepy hospital rooms, hidden between the dull, intermittent beeping of an electric monitor and the steady drip of an IV bag. You kind of learn a bit about Callum in the novella, and I'm so interested to learn about Cal. I really, really want to learn about him. He seems like such an interesting character, and he's such in-depth already, just from the hour I read of Sweet Sin. This is the first one in the Monster and Mules books series. I would love this whole collection. If I love it, I will probably start saving and get these every so often, because I can read them on KU, but because the covers are stunning, I would love to have them as part of my collection. This is a graphic designer in me. If a book cover is stunning, and I really enjoy the book, I would like the book in my collection. But the synopsis or blurb is Ellen, which is the mafia's like daughter. To most, Cal Anderson is a villain, harper binding of death, keeper of souls, frequenter of nightmares, Doctor Death, Hades, Imic. I can't read these words. I'm really sorry. They said he stole me, enslaving my fiance and filling the cracks in my heart with empty promises, imprints his crimson fingerprints on my psyche and tries to set me free. They're not wrong per se, except it was my choice to stay. From reading Sweet Sin, which you should read first, you learn a bit about Ellen's fiance, and he's not a nice man. Can tell you that now. So from Cal, to most, Ellen Ria, I don't know, is innocent. Goddess of springtime, lover of poetry, angel of my nightmares, little one, Persephone personified. They say I ruined her, shattered her virtue and devoured her soul like a succulent pomegranate, embedded my evil as deep as I could possibly get and tried to set her free. They're not wrong per se, except it was her who ruined me. I'm so excited. I need a bit of dark romance in my life. I need a bit of spice. I need this book in my life at this current moment in time. So thank you, Karis, for picking out this book, because this is just what I need right now. I'm so excited to read it. It is, I don't even know how long this book is. 373 pages, so it's not a long book at all. It is taller, but I can usually get through these books pretty quick because they're right on my street. I will be doing a lot more uni work because I've got a week left of uni. Whoop whoop. So we'll see how long this takes me, but to be honest, I'm gonna lie in. So you never know, I might be up tonight reading it. I'm already read the first page, the first kind of chapter. So I'm on chapter 1. I am so excited for this. So I will catch you up once I finish this book. This book I started Monday or Tuesday. It's now Friday. It's Friday when I'm starting this. So we'll just see what happens. Guys, so I finished it. I finished it in a few days. It's now Sunday, so my estimated timing was correct. I finished this today. Loved it. 4.5 stars. For Promises and Pomegranate. Love Cal so much. I cannot wait to read her other books. I loved her writing style. This is perfect for anyone who's wanting to get into mafia books. It's quite like a good beginner mafia book because it's dark, but it's not like dark themes. Which it's like a dark romance without dark themes, which I quite like. Every so often I like a dark romance without the dark themes in it. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Vibed with it. It was really, really good. There was part of it that I was a bit like, right, okay, yeah, let's get to it. But to be honest, it was all pretty fast paced, pretty easy going read. Dark romance easy going is something that I just wanted at this current moment in time, and that is what I got. I think if I didn't want it when I read it, I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much. But actually, I know why everyone raves on about this. If you haven't read this yet, I would read it. I'm going to actually recommend this to quite a few of my dark romance beginner people, like people who I know haven't read dark romance but might want to start. I know one of my friends on BookTube, Kaya, is definitely one of those, so I'm going to recommend her this series. I've told her to read Sweet Sin already, so I'm definitely going to recommend this series because it's just easy going without it like hurting your brain. Dark romance, which is a kind of dark romance I vibe with the most. So yeah, like some of the things that happen in it, I'm like, oh, for God's sakes, like really? But you know, it's fine. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep reading the series. Like I said, I'm gonna try and find them for cheap because I got this for £8.99 on Amazon. I got this for such a good deal. I currently have the second one. I found it. Where did I find it? Found it on Vinted, but they're selling it for £8. I've asked them if you'll do it for £6. They've said no, so I'm going to see if it'll come down any more before. But yeah, I love this. And I'm definitely reading the next ones. Cannot wait. So if you like this video and you like this type of video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you've read any of these books and what you rate these books that I've read in this video. Really sorry that I DNF babble within 30 pages, but it wasn't a vibe. Did not like it. I'm never going to pick up. I'm going to sell any dark academia books I've got because I do not vibe with them, is what I've realised, and I need to stop buying them because I will not read them, is what I've realised. And don't forget to subscribe because subscribing really, really helps out my channel, and liking it means that YouTube know that people like it, which means it'll go to more people. So don't forget to do them 2 things. And click the notification bell to be notified every time I do upload. I upload shorts as well on here. I try to do shorts on a daily for you guys, and I also post 1 video a week. But at this current moment in time, like once uni's over, I've not got much going on, so there could be uploads at least 2 times a week. So yeah.